A dog bit you, or a dog bit your child. Maybe it was a neighbor's dog, a dog you've seen 100 times. Maybe it happened at a park, or on the sidewalk, or right at someone's front door. And now you're dealing with the wound, the medical bills, the fear your child has developed around dogs. And the question you keep asking yourself, do I actually have the right to sue? In Massachusetts, the answer is almost always yes. And the law here is more on your side than you probably realize. I'm attorney John Sheehan. Since 1993, I've represented thousands of injured workers and car accident victims throughout Massachusetts. I fight to ensure that each client receives the compensation and medical treatment that they're entitled to without getting taken advantage of by an insurance company. And if Spanish is easier for you, hablamos español. This video is general information only and not legal advice for your particular situation. Let me start with something that surprises most people who come into my office after a dog bite. In Massachusetts, dog owners are held strictly liable for injuries caused by their dogs. Strictly liable, that's a legal term, and what it means is important. It means it does not matter whether the dog had ever bitten anyone before. It does not matter whether the owner thought the dog was friendly. It does not matter whether the owner knew the dog was dangerous. Under Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 140, Section 155, if that dog bit you, the owner is responsible. A lot of people hesitate to pursue a claim because they think, well, the dog never hurt anyone before. Here's what I tell those clients. That's not a defense in Massachusetts. The law made a decision a long time ago that dog owners are responsible for what their animals do. Full stop. There are limited exceptions, and you should understand them. If the person who was bitten was trespassing on the owner's property, that's a defense. If the person was teasing, taunting, or provoking the dog, that's a defense. But if you were somewhere you had a legal right to be, a public sidewalk, a neighbor's yard as an invited guest, a park, and you weren't doing anything to provoke the dog, you have a strong claim. Now, here's something every parent watching this needs to know. Massachusetts law gives special protection to children under the age of 7. If a child under 7 is bitten by a dog, the law presumes the child was not trespassing and was not provoking the dog. The burden shifts. It's the dog owner who has to prove otherwise. Why does that matter? Because children under 7 don't always have the judgment to handle a strange dog. They reach, they run toward animals they find exciting. Massachusetts recognized that reality and built it into the law. If your young child was bitten, that protection is meaningful. Dog bite claims typically fall into 3 categories of damages. The first is medical expenses, emergency room visits, stitches, antibiotics, and in serious cases, reconstructive surgery. Dog bites can cause significant disfigurement, and the cost of treating that properly adds up quickly. The second is lost wages. If the injury or the treatment kept you out of work, that lost income is part of your damages. The third, and sometimes the largest, is pain and suffering. The physical pain is real, but the emotional impact is often just as serious. Dog bite victims, especially children, can carry psychological effects for years. Nightmares, fear of being outdoors, anxiety around animals. Those are real injuries and they are compensable. Here's something practical that a lot of people don't realize. Having the legal right to sue and actually being able to collect what you're owed are 2 different things. In my experience, the most important early step in a dog bite case is identifying whether the dog owner has a homeowner's insurance policy, because in many cases, that policy is what covers the claim. Most homeowners in Massachusetts carry insurance, and most policies include liability coverage for injuries caused by their dogs. That's often how dog bite victims get compensated. It's one of the first things I investigate for every client who comes to me with a case like this. I know that after something like this, the last thing you want to do is deal with the legal process on top of everything else. The injury, the medical appointments, the emotional toll. It's a lot, but here's how I think about it. A phone call costs you nothing. And in that conversation, we can talk through what happened, what the law says about your situation, and what options might be available to you and your family. If you have questions about a dog injury in Massachusetts, I encourage you to call our office. The consultation is free, no obligation, no pressure. And if Spanish is easier for you, hablamos español.